I cleaned her armor in silence. Then she asked, "Why are you treating me like I matter?" The question cut through the dim barracks like a blade. Her voice was quiet, almost brittle, as though it had to fight through years of walls she'd built around herself. I didn't look up right away. The dent in her breastplate was deep, nearly splitting the engraved crest, a phoenix, wings half spread. She'd taken a hard hit in the fight against the raiders last night, and judging by the dry blood on the inside, not all of it had been someone else's. "You do matter," I said finally, brushing soot from the shoulder plate. She gave a short laugh, the kind people give when they think you're just being polite. That's not what anyone else thinks. I had heard the whispers about her. A disgraced knight stripped of her title, allowed to serve only because the captain needed another sword arm. They called her reckless, cursed, unlucky. No one asked her to share their table at meal times. When she walked into the mess hall, conversations faltered. "I'm not anyone else," I said, sliding the clean armor piece into the pile. She shifted on the bench, and I caught her reflection in the bucket of water, eyes sharp, but ringed with shadows, hair matted from battle. "Do you know what they used to call me?" she asked. I shook my head. "Lady Flame," she said. "I earned it, too. I fought like a storm. I thought I was unstoppable. Until I wasn't." She told me, haltingly, about the siege. How she'd led her unit into a trap, misreading the enemy's movements. How her soldiers died buying her time to escape. How she'd been found wandering in the woods with nothing but her broken sword. That was the day I stopped mattering, she said, her gaze fixed on the far wall. I wanted to tell her she was wrong, that one failure, even one that cost lives, didn't erase the person she'd been or could become. But words like that are cheap in the mouths of people who haven't lived through it. So instead, I picked up the last piece of armor, the gauntlet for her sword hand, and began to polish it until the steel gleamed. She watched me for a long moment. "Why are you even doing this?" "Because you fought last night," I said. "Because your armor took the hit instead of you. Because if I don't clean it, it'll rust. And then what use will it be to you?" Her lips twitched, as if she wanted to smile but didn't quite dare. "No one's taken care of my gear since before." "Then maybe it's about time someone did," I said. The silence stretched, but it was different now. Less like a void, more like a space that could be filled. Finally, she reached for the polished gauntlet. "It looks new," she murmured. "It's not," I said, "but it's ready for the next fight." She slipped it on, flexing her fingers. The leather creaked, but the metal caught the candlelight like fire. "You really think there's a next fight for me?" she asked. I met her gaze then and didn't look away. "I think you've already been fighting. You just haven't noticed." For a moment, the mask she wore, of the disgraced knight, the woman resigned to fading away, cracked. I saw something else there, a flicker of the Lady Flame. "Thank you," she said softly, as though the words were unfamiliar in her mouth. I stood, wiping my hands on a rag. "Get some rest. Tomorrow, we'll check the straps on the chest plate. Can't have it slipping in the middle of the fight." She gave a short nod, but as I turned to leave, she said one last thing, half to herself, half to me. "Maybe I do matter."